So here I am, as usual, in the city of Newburgh, New York, looking at the 6 bikes that I found yesterday on Sunday. And you might be asking, why are there only 5 bikes? Well, it's because I just sold one of them. The coolest one, unfortunately, this red Mongoose 29-incher, but when some ghetto denizen is standing there with cash in his hand, I have to sell it. So maybe I will incorporate a photo of that into the video. You also might be wondering why I'm still not editing these videos or putting much time or effort into them, and that's simply because YouTube demonetized my channel, so I'm not gonna make a dime on this video. Unless somebody wants to mail me a dime. Anyway, let's get to work here. First up, the Trek Mountain Track 800 AL. So unlike a typical mountain track, this has an aluminum frame. It looks like it's got kind of low-end parts, like a steel quill stem. It's got grip shifters, Altus cranks. But this is a really cool little bike. Unfortunately, no seat post clamp or seat post or seat. Chain's a little rusty, but with a little bit of work and a few parts, this is going to be a nice little bike for somebody. And it has a mystery bracket on the front, and I love mystery brackets. I don't know what that was for. It says Lotus. Okay. Next, the Fuji Adventure. Personally, I hate this bike because it's white and it's hard to photograph white bikes. The Adventure 2.0. This has an aluminum frame, has a steel clamp-on stem. So I guess that's good. I was watching Seth's Bike Hacks and they said you gotta have a clamp-on stem with a clamp-on bolt here. Has a bell. That's great. Promax brakes. Shimano Revo shift. I mean, this is actually a nice bike. I don't like the color. I don't like trying to photograph white bikes, but it's a pretty decent bike. It's got these great little Fuji logos on the hubs. And these tires, I don't know if these are new, like that they replaced them, but these are 26-inch Kenda Comp 3 knobby ripoffs, which is like, I don't think this would have come on this bike, but those are cool tires. And I don't think I've ever found a bike with white pedals on it like this. White plastic platform pedals. So this bike is simply better, I guess. Suspension fork, it's a hardtail. Little, kind of a girl's bike, 26-inch wheels, but it's probably designed for like a 13, 14-year-old kid. And it's stuck. Okay, so there's the Fuji. Now, the Raleigh Mountain Scout. This is a 24-inch mountain bike. Also, I think it has an aluminum frame. You can tell by the welds. This is a decent little bike. It's got a weird, it's like a quill stem. It's not a clamp-on stem, but it has a clamp-on head, so I guess that's halfway good. Revo shift, this one's broken. You got your Raleigh badge on the front with the swan or the goose or whatever that is. The brakes look like they still work, marginally. Quick release, SR Suntour suspension fork. This is the first and only adjustable water bottle cage I've ever seen. It's got like an adjustment knob. That's wild. Bike is designed in the USA. Cool little Raleigh graphics, like they incorporated the swan in, but they made it in kind of this like tribal flamey thing. This is a kid's bike. Vinyl seat that also incorporates this graphic. That's a neat touch. Seat post is a little torqued. The problem with this bike is that somebody installed the rear derailleur on the sidewalk, and it actually goes here. No, this rear derailleur, it's all bent up, and it's hard to tell. It looks like the threads in the derailleur hanger are okay. So I think what happened is somebody just totally tweaked the derailleur and then unbolted it to try and fix it. So you need a new derailleur, or I don't know, a lot of tweaking on that. And I would never really work on this bike because it's just, nobody buys these bikes from me. You know, so for me to actually replace that derailleur, so I'll leave that up to the next person, or maybe I'll make a video about parting this bike out just for the parts. Okay, so that's the Mountain Scout. Cool little bike. Okay, now the next one I think is probably my favorite of the batch, the Diamondback Crestview. This is a steel hybrid bike, 700C, probably from, I'm saying the 90s. It's got a fantastic color. It's sort of like this grayish, greenish, like real dark green or real light gray. It has high tensile chromoly cross tubing. I don't even know what that means. I thought high tensile and chromoly were two different things. Big padded Avenir seat. Big rear hub. Shimano brakes. Like, this is a very simple, sleek, fairly lightweight bike. It has reliable grip shifters. It has Shimano brakes. Everything works, but obviously the front wheel is missing on your chromoly high tensile fork, whatever that means. Now, these hybrid bikes from the 90s and early 2000s, they're making a comeback right now. Like, they're really popular. People put a bike rack on here and put like a milk crate on the bike rack. People don't want single speeds, they don't want road bikes anymore, they want comfortable, easy to ride bikes, and these 90s hybrids are perfect for that. So this bike, assuming I can find a front wheel, or even if I can't, this should be easy to sell to the local bike shop that caters to transplanted hipsters that no longer want fixed gear bikes. And last but not least, this little Haro. Now, this is a really cool BMX bike. From the days when they put front brakes on things, like, it's probably Ryan Nyquist inspired. I don't know, it doesn't have that big wishbone frame, but I don't know what model this is. The sticker says premium steel, but it looks like there's a few stickers missing. You got your Haro gusset right there. So, typical two-piece bars, front and rear brakes, 48 spoke wheels, steel hubs, alloy rims, 10mm in the front, or 3/8 in the front, and 14 in the back. It's got pegs in the back, which are not tight, so have to fix that. Plastic platform Haro pedals, Haro steel 3-piece cranks, or cast iron, or whatever these are. Nice clicky freewheel. That's really fun. This is just like a really sleek frame, kind of, you know, just like every modern BMX frame. It's kind of based off the standard Trail Boss American bottom bracket. And this bike is obviously in really neglected condition. The chain's all rusty, the rear tube is kind of popping out, front tire's flat. The brakes, I mean, even the back brake, you just can't even pull this. So if I find the time, I might go through this bike and do sort of a video on how to resurrect it, because it's all really easy stuff that needs to be done on this bike. And so that's that. The 6 bikes that I found this weekend, minus the Mongoose that I just sold, here in the beautiful, wonderful city of Newburgh, New York. Thanks for watching.